Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of A Refusal to Mourn the Death by Fire of a Child in London, a poem by Dylan Thomas. Dylan Marlius Thomas is a Welsh poet and prose writer, and his important works include Do Not Go Gentle into That Good Night and Death Shall Have No Dominion, the play for voices under Milkwood, and stories and radio broadcasts such as A Child's Christmas in Wales and Portrait of the Artist as a Young Dog. This poem was published in the New Republic in 1945, soon after the end of the Second World War. This is an elegy and it is a four stanza poem and it is written in sets of 6 lines or sestets. The poem focuses on the speaker's predicament of whether or not to mourn the London daughter's death. Actually, this London daughter represents the many people who died in London during the war. And this refusal to mourn is rather a celebration of every innocent life which was lost in the war. And the poet also points out to the ambiguous nature of death because this death marks the destruction of life, but at the same time it paves way for newer life. Bird, beast, and flower alike are common and universal to this truth. And the themes of the poem are death, life, loss, refusal or denial, destruction, nature cycle, Christianity religion, blend of religion and natural forces. The background is a child was burned to death in one of the air raids on London during the Second World War. But Dylan Thomas will not utter a single word to mourn this death until the world ends in darkness out of which God created man, bird, beast, and flower, until the doomsday when they will be again complete darkness and perfect silence, and when the ever rolling and tumbling seas are stilled. And he says that he will not pray for the departed soul of the girl, or he will not lament for her till he himself dies and enters Zion, which is the kingdom of heaven, and becomes one with grain, sand, and water. And while praying, the poet is determined not to make the slightest sound of disappointment. And he is also saying that he will not shed tears for the girl because salty tears are barren and will never germinate and grow. He finds in the child's death something heroic and majestic which he does not want to profane by mourning. If he mourns over her death, he will have to utter such grave truths as will take away from the dignity and majesty of her death. He says mourning will reduce her death into a commonplace affair. There are already too many elegies on the death of an innocent child, and the poet does not like to add to their store. He says the child lies buried with those who died first, that is, Adam and Eve, Jesus Christ, and now has emerged into the primal seed, water, and other objects of nature. Water seeds are timeless, having been in existence since the creation. The dead child's mother is London, by which flows the river Thames. The Thames is not mourning for her death. It flows out to the sea in harness in order to ride it. The man dies, but only once, and when he dies, he is born to a new and eternal life. Death is not an end, but a beginning. Through death, man becomes part of the timeless unity of all things of the macrocosms. Now let's read the poem. Never until the mankind making bird, beast, and flower, fathering and all humbling darkness, tells with silence the last light breaking, and the still hour is coming of the sea tumbling in harness. So he says, everyone are created by God. It can be man, it can be bird, beast, flower, and everything. And first there was darkness everywhere. And then the light came, and then the silence broke, and then only all the lives came into the world. And I must enter again the round. And he says, so I want to again go into the same round. I want everything to get destroyed because this World War II is going to destroy the whole world. And then there will be complete darkness and another new world will be formed. Zion of the water bead and the zygote of the ear of corn, shall I let trace the shadow of a sound? And even I am going to die, and then I am going to go into the world of heaven, that is Zion, and I am going to be either a corn or a sand or something there. Or sow my salt seed in the least valley of sackcloth to mourn. And therefore he says, I am going to be something after my death, because death is not going to put an end to me. I will be there, only my body will be destroyed. The majesty and burning of the child's death. I shall not murder the mankind of a going with the grave truth, nor blaspheme down the stations of the breath with any further elegy of innocent and youth. And if you people expect me to mourn for the death of this child, I will not do it, because it will bring down the dignity and that majesty of the death. And so many people have already written so many elegies, and I don't want to add on to that. Deep with the first dead lies London's daughter, robed in the long friends, the grains beyond age, the dark veins of a mother. Secret by the unmourning water of the riding Thames, after the first death there is no other. And therefore he says, now this daughter of London, London's daughter is dead. And definitely the mother is London, means the river Thames is flowing there. But see, the river Thames, it is not mourning, it is just doing its duty. Because after the first death, here he means the first death means Adam and Eve and then Jesus Christ and others. He says there is no other real death. And therefore he says, I am not going to mourn, because he believes in one thing, the world will be destroyed and again the world will be formed again. And another truth which he believes is, there is no death to your soul. If you die, you are going to go into heaven and you are going to be something else, but you are always there. Thing is, only your body is going to be destroyed. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.